What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Well, Pepe's price is getting kicked down some stairs right now, and I want to give you an update on what's going on and what I'm doing about it. I do believe that this is Pepe's last chance to find some support before things could get substantially worse, and so I want to tell you exactly what to be on the lookout for and, well, what I'm expecting next. And so with that said, let's not waste any more time at all, and let's get straight into the video. And guys, don't forget, if you do want to start trading a little BTC, Solana, Sweet XRP, Pepe, and many more on all the way up to 500x leverage, you can check out that BTCC link down below, guys. If you do sign up specifically with my link to start trading on their platform today, they're going to give you a 10% bonus on all first-time deposits between $500 and $100,000. This means that if you deposit, say, $2,000, for example, they are going to give you a $200 bonus right then, right there, for you to start trading with. And whatever profit you make from that bonus is all yours to keep, no strings attached. This is literally an opportunity to make free gains during the bull market, which, hey, there could be many gains coming soon, especially after this pullback we saw yesterday. So feel free to go check that out down below. The platform is getting better and better every single day. I do a ton of trading on it myself, so feel free again to check that out and let me know what you think. Now, before we talk about what Pepe is doing down here, let's actually just give a quick recap of what's been going on so you know how we got here. Now, as many of you know, we were tracking this descending channel from Pepe not too long ago. Of course, its price had held up very well. As we were breaking out of this descending channel, we put in some sort of little janky, ugly inverse head and shoulders here. We broke out, we back tested, we held the support, used the support to come up here, cup and handle on the micros, use a cup and handle to break to the upside. I mean, Pepe was really performing extremely well the first week of December before we saw, obviously, December 10th. December 10th came around, and although Pepe did hold up very well in the moment, its price really did start to struggle as it did pull to the downside, obviously coming back towards the bottom side of that green box. Now, in the videos around this time, I told you what you really want to see is Pepe's price hold this green box. It was giving us some good signals that it might, and of course, we did zap a lot of bearish energy right here, which was a good sign and is still a very good thing. But I told you, because if we lose this green box, things may get substantially worse. Now, as we saw, of course, Pepe's price did start to come back down, and it started to break towards the downside outside of the green box, which is when I told you in last video that it's time to start, hoping for the best now, right? Of course, I laid out 4 different key support points for you, and I told you these are the levels where I'd really like to see Pepe's price hold. Because if Pepe's price does not hold in these 4 levels, we're going to be in a little bit of a pickle. I told you these are kind of your last 4 before the very last one. These 4 are the ones that you want to see hold. Because quite frankly, if Pepe's price could come down, hold this bottom side Fibonacci zone, and then use it to continue upwards, we'd be in an okay spot. But if these 4 were lost, it opens the door for a continuation to the downside, and it doesn't guarantee that we're going to go down, but it opens up the door for the move to the downside. And well, sadly, it seems as if today is the day where that door has now opened. And so because of that, I want to tell you why I believe this could be Pepe's last chance to see a bounce towards the upside and start clearing these levels before a more macro continuation lower, and what I'm going to be on the lookout for next. So now that you have a good recap of how we got here and what we're looking for today, let's move forward and talk about what we're seeing right now. Now, I will warn you, some of the things that we talk about in the rest of this video might get a little bit confusing. And so if you are somebody who is brand new to the space, or if you're somebody who's maybe been here a while, but you're just trying to add more tools to your toolbox, all that I ask from you specifically is to just stick around until the end of the video. At the end of the video, I'm going to tell you a little bit about our Discord server where people are learning and growing faster than I've ever seen before, and they are generating hundreds of percentages in gains every single day, even on days like yesterday whenever the market was absolutely getting destroyed. So again, if you want to just take another step and elevate in this space, all that I ask from you is to just stick around at the end of the video. So as I mentioned before, now that we have a good understanding of how we got here, let's talk about what's happening now. Well, what you can see is that Pepe's price, although it did do a good job at trying to hold some of those key support levels that we did line out, it did end up falling below the bottom side Fibonacci zone, which is the bottom side golden zone. Now, as you all know, the golden zone is quite a ugly thing to lose in terms of support, because in moments in which you lose the golden zone, just like it works to the top side, it opens the door for a continuative move to the downside. You never want to see the golden zone to the bottom side lost. It's not 100% guaranteed that it does continue lower, but it does have a much higher likelihood now. And by lower, I mean there's a possibility at this given point that we could see a Fibonacci extension to the downside, putting Pepe's price somewhere back around the 1.5 level, or possibly as low as the 1.3 level, which, and that, that could still be another 19 or 30% to the downside. Now, I'm not still super convinced that that's going to happen. I'm not quite sure that we're going to see an intra-bull market pullback of 54%, but the door is at least open, and you guys need to be aware of it. The good part is there is still something sitting directly in between us right now and us going down there that could hold up pretty well, and that is this previous macro low. What you can see here is that Pepe put in a low down here at the 17390 level, and this is going to be a very important level in terms of support. Now, the reason this is so important is quite simply because at this point, Pepe is still technically in an uptrend. What you can see is that Pepe recently did establish a higher high, and at any given point, as long as we don't go below this previous low right here, we are still in the realm to either set an equivalent low or a higher low, both of which say that we're still in an uptrend. Who's to say maybe we don't create some sort of structure like this or something along those lines, right? But the problem is that if this support level is lost, and if we fail to come back down and maintain support or just maintain the higher low right now, we're going to be in a situation in which we are opening up the door to really start that move. The door is already open, right? The moment we lost this bottom side Fibonacci zone, it opened the door to these lower levels, but we have something that could still stand in the way, a wall that could keep us from going there, and that is of course the 1734 level. And so what I'm doing at this given point is I'm going to go ahead and say that this is Pepe's last chance. If Pepe's price fails to hold support at the 1734 level, the door is wide open for it to start swinging to the downside. Now, the silver lining of that, I will say, is that we are in a bull market and there are bear traps all the time. And so there is still an opportunity, I suppose, in which we could fake out towards the downside, right? Boom, boom, recover back upwards and then continue upwards. So it's not like I'm just going to sell my entire Pepe position, but I will brace for impact. I will be fully prepared for the idea that we might fall 30% more to the downside if Pepe does come back down 1734 level. So again, no, I'm not selling the whole position, but I am going to prepare for the possibility that things may get very ugly. Again, if we lose 1734 level. And as of right now, I'm not really doing much. Obviously, there is an opportunity that Pepe's price may actually build some support here and hold this and try to continue upwards. You know, you look at your 4-hour RSI, it is at the lowest point that it's been at realistically since this move right back here. And if we actually go assess where that was right back here, right before we saw that final move to the downside and then the bounce to the upside. Now, before that, the last time Pepe's price was this low was right back here, before we did put in that macro low in August and then continue upwards. So there is an opportunity that Pepe's price is going to maintain the support, and I'm actually willing to take a little bit of a gamble, and I did buy a little bit more Pepe here. I've been totally fine buying some Pepe towards the downside, but I am being very cautious because quite frankly, there is now a major risk on the table, and it's not a game that I want to play. The reality here is that we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if support's going to hold or if it's not going to hold. And so my current strategy is, sure, I'll buy a little bit as we're getting closer to the support level, but I'm not going to be buying a lot. I'm not opening leverage long trades, even with tight stop losses, because liquidation hunts are too often, common happening these days. None of that stuff. I am simply just watching what happens here, because what does happen here at this 1734 level will truly determine what the rest of this year at least looks like for Pepe, if not the next month or two. We bounce off here, hey, we might be in a good spot to continue upwards. We fail to bounce here and we head back down, man, things might get ugly for a while. And the biggest issue about that is now we set a lower low. Now we set a macro lower low. That opens the door for a lower high, boom, and maybe even further continuation to the downside. Maybe we do start coming back down to that macro trend line that we saw back here on the support level, and then that even opens up an even worse door. Now we're talking 50% from here. So I just don't want to see those things, right? And so because of that, although I am bullish on Pepe in the long term, I am still very confident that Pepe will go up over the long term. We've gotten too many bullish signs in moments like this and like this and like this and like this for me to lose my confidence. I definitely am now very aware that the short term is extremely risky, and we just need to watch what happens here very closely. So my homework for you tonight, draw on your line at 1734 and just watch it. Simply just watch it. And once we can very clearly determine that we've either bounced off of it or cleared it to the downside, then we can really determine what to do next. So watch this very closely, and of course I'll continue to update you as it does all play out. Now, as I mentioned earlier, if you're someone who's simply just trying to get better at this whole crypto thing, I really want you to check out my crypto vault, Tyler Hill's Crypto Vault. This is the Discord server that you can join that has an absolute butt ton of stuff. I mean, we're talking about insights with Tyler, which are just my thoughts and insights, advice and guidance on things that I'm seeing in the market. We have daily live shows such as Q&A with Cade, Crypto Vault Live, Fridays with Frank, and much more. We have daily technical analysis reports that go out every single day. We also have fundamental analysis reports that go out every single day. I've hired a professional team of traders to give their buy and sell signals every day that they're trading, and you got to remember, their entire business relies on them doing good trades, and they're giving you their buy and sell signals on a daily basis. Look at these gains that they were generating even yesterday during a time where the market was falling. We have something called TA to go, which is where executive members can request technical technical analysis and be delivered that technical analysis from one of the analysts that I did hire. We have TA deep dives. These are these comprehensive multi-page guides on something like Doge, for example, that goes completely into the weeklies and the dailies and the hourlies, giving you a full report every single day. There's 2 or 3 of these that release every single night. We're going to have live trading sessions coming next week, executive only classes, premium classes on things like the Bollinger Bands, the Fibonacci's. We have premium questions where members can ask questions directly to myself or other coaches. Tips with Tyler. These are 2 to 3 minute long videos going over just kind of basic beginner stuff. We have beginners courses on, they're about 30 minutes long, 20-page presentations, cheat sheets, vocabulary sheets, and much more going over things like technical analysis and leverage trading. And then of course we have the amazing community, which has been again generating hundreds of percentages and gains every single day. I mean, look at Sosa coming through, $5,000 gain there, $3,500 gain there, and it just goes on and on and on and on. And so if you are somebody who again wants to learn from all of this content, all of the value being provided here, use it to develop your own strategies and take those strategies to turn into real life gains, real money, all you need to do is go check out that Patreon link down below. Guys, you can join for as little as $5 a month, and even just the cost of a Netflix subscription for $17 a month. So what I really recommend for you to do is go check this out. Generally speaking, the general membership is for beginners. The premium membership is if you're a little more intermediate. The executive tier is for those of you who are very advanced, and there's only 7 slots remaining there. So feel free to go check all that out. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and don't forget to smash the like button while you are down there. But of course, if you guys have been enjoying these 4 or 5 videos every single day, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you do want to see more, and I can't wait to see you all very soon in the next one. Peace out, everybody.